Do you want to eat with a view like that? Well, come to Topolinos and we'll tell you all about it. Here we go. Now, before I even start reviewing this meal, this is the view from our seat. I mean, come on. On the top of the 10th floor of the Riviera Resort, we have Topolino's Terrace restaurant, which is one of the newest restaurants on Disney property. And wow, look at that view and that skyline. The beautiful Michelle and I have come, I caught her taking a picture of that view I was just talking about, have come to Topolino's Terrace, one of Michelle's favorite restaurants of all time, to check to make sure it is totally still worth it. We're very excited to be able to share this with you, and here we go. Our appetizers have arrived, and mine is the pork belly fazzoletto, which is handkerchief pasta, marsala glaze, and spring pea soubize. And Michelle's ricotta has arrived with tomato jam, aged balsamic, cracked pepper, basil, and epi. These both look really nice. And then on top of that, we got some very fancy French truffle olive oil and these French breads that have come out to be as our appetizer course, and wow, does this look good. So just so you know, one of the things that does happen during dinner is the EPCOT fireworks are right outside our window, and we can watch them from up here. Now, they do not pipe their music into the restaurant. That was cool. They do not pipe the music into the restaurant. However, you can watch the fireworks from up here, and we have quite the view. One of the things I'll point out, see that door right there? It's over my shoulder. If you wish to go watch the fireworks with the music synced up, you just have to go out there onto the terrace, and you can watch it from out there with the music synced up to the fireworks. Michelle and I are opting to not, because we are here for our meal, but being able to see the fireworks as clearly as we can from our spot is pretty impressive. So my pork belly fazzoletto was phenomenal. I mean, the pork belly was perfect. It was smoky. It had really good, like, almost bacon-like flavor. The glaze that they put over it, just perfect. And then when I was finished with the pork belly and that noodle, which was just took in all the flavor of the pork belly, I could mop it up with bread, and it was just, oh, it's so good. And there, like, that was a great way to start my meal right now. It just, I mean, I've been blown away by this restaurant every time I've eaten here, and I can't get around how much I love this restaurant. So just the starter just blew me away. I mean, just the simple fact that we were just able to watch the entirety of Luminous from our table, and if we wanted to, we could have gone out onto the porch and listened to the music and done it too. But the fact that we were able to watch the entirety of that, like the complete performance of that show from an angle that you don't normally get to see Disney fireworks. We went for an 820 seating. I kind of did it on purpose, hoping we would catch fireworks, and I am not disappointed. And we've only had our starters. I mean, just being able to watch that out, that the angle from up here, and this perfect window that we were given, this amazing seat, just I cannot complain about it. And the setting alone makes this restaurant worth it?
I really enjoyed my appetizer. It's already gone, but it was very tasty. It was very creamy. I liked the balsamic that went with it. It kind of accented the flavors. The whole thing was really good, and the bread that it came with was just extra perfect, I guess.
Our entrees have come out. My braised beef cheeks has come out with artisanal polenta, corn relish, haricot verts, popcorn, gremolata, and bagnolius. And Michelle's filet mignon has come out. Now, we did ask them to bring out without asparagus, and they accidentally brought that with asparagus, but they did bring her the tri-colored carrots in replacement. However, hers is truffle pomme puree, asparagus, champignon ragout, and bordelais, and this is the tricolor carrots that they also offer. And I also added the seared scallops with a black truffle jam. Michelle's cocktail has arrived. She ordered the pomegranate paradiso, which is figenza, vodka, lemon, pomegranate, and pineapple. And I did something a little strange. I found out that the bartender here at the Topolinos Terrace, at the Topolinos Terrace Lounge Bar, was a former chemist at the Galactic Star Cruiser. And I asked him to make me a sippable version of the jet juice from Ogan's Cantina. And frankly, because I've already had some, this is better than the jet juice that they make at Oga's. So Alex at the bar, thank you.
All right, so my meal was terrible, as you can see. The filet was cooked really well. The glaze was very good. It was a little bit salty for me, but that's just me. But the flavors were really good. The potatoes were amazing. There's too much food here for me to finish all of it. I had asked to sub out the vegetable. Asparagus isn't really my thing. It was supposed to come with carrots. It didn't initially, but the kitchen sent it out immediately. The carrots were really, really good. Super tender. It's a great substitution for me. We had other things on the menu too, but that's what he suggested. Drink was the pomegranate paradiso. This is pretty tasty. It's a little sweeter than I'd prefer, but still much more toned down on at least the sweetness scale for Disney drinks. And it came with pineapple in it, so can't go wrong with that. All in all, this is really good. I think probably still my favorite restaurant here. So
I guess it's my turn. Michelle's review is definitely better than mine. But first off, I'm going to talk about my version of jet juice. Now, jet juice is a specific to Oga's Cantina drink. It has bourbon, white grape flavors, pomegranate, and Ancho Reyes chili liqueur. And the reason why I had to make this is because when we were sitting at the lounge earlier when we first got here, I noticed that they had the Ancho Reyes chili liqueur, which you can't really find everywhere. So, and then the discussion was that he had actually been what's called a chemist or the bartender for the Galactic Star Cruiser. And I was like, hey, can you make jet juice? Because I love that from Oga's Cantina. And he's like, oh, I can try. And so I warned him that I was going to order it with my meal, and he made an amazing approximation. Oh yeah, that's phenomenal. And then there's my meal. As Michelle put it, I obviously didn't like it at all. That's a straight up lie. The beef cheeks, as I said to my server Anthony, who by the way is just incredible. Anthony, if you're watching this, thank you. Your attentiveness and attention to detail and your love of your job is very, very obvious. I will say that the beef cheeks, which is not something I would ever have said in my life I was going to eat, were tender, flavorful, and just the right thing. Think of a really good beef tenderloin and how very, very soft and chewy and that is, and that was exactly what I wanted. The salsa verde combined with the polenta and the glaze that they put it with, amazing. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. It was just Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for, a dish that I was like tentative to try, but it recommended very heavily like I was. I cannot complain about what I got for that. But so, Topolinos, cheers. Oh, fun fact. If you don't know this, Topolinos is the name that they give Mickey Mouse in Italy. And if you take a look at the cover of the menu, there's a little hidden Mickey at the top of it. I want to point out that if there's any doubt that this restaurant is of the higher end of restaurants, right there. Macallan 25-year Sherry Oak Cask Single Malt Scotch, a 2-ounce pour for $251. Now, before I show the dessert, I want to point out that Michelle and I are celebrating our 20 years of marriage together, and the Riviera crew brought us out these Madeleines in their signature chocolate cake as a little token of congratulations, which I definitely appreciate. But our actual dessert is right here, and that is the fruit of the forest, which is black currant mousse, blueberry sorbet, marinated berries, and hibiscus cake. And he did tell us to eat these hibiscus meringues farther on into the tasting because they're very tart. And Anthony's knowledge of this menu is part of what making this experience we're having excellent. I very much appreciate him. So, thank you, Anthony. Okay, I just finished my dessert. It took me a second to put together why it was fascinatingly good to me. But it was because there was basil in the sorbet. And it took me a little bit. Now, one of the things I had many years ago that surprised me, something that I enjoyed, was a basil lemonade. And that basil lemonade has always kind of stuck with me as a flavor that I would never have put together, and then it worked really, really well. This basil sorbet with the hibiscus cake, especially with the raspberry cream, and the general flavors of that dessert, they all went together very well in a surprisingly fascinating way. That's the best way I can describe it. Now, the Madeleine and the chocolate cake, I like the lemony flavor of the Madeleine and the chocolate cake for that little extra treat they gave us. But this fruit of the forest, I would 100% order again because I found it fascinatingly good. Especially once I identified what the flavoring was, which was the basil. And the basil is what actually made me go, wow, I like this. So, now before I sign off, I do want to have Michelle kind of give you her thoughts on why this restaurant is still her favorite. She's already said that it's still her favorite. So here she goes.
I don't really know if there's any one real easy answer, except that every time we've been here, everything I ever ordered was amazing. I'm a picky eater, so I think kind of setting the bar kind of high, and everything here has been delicious. And it makes me want to book another reservation to come back. So you should definitely eat here, even if you're a picky eater.
So there you have it. Now, I will tell you, again, this is a signature restaurant, so your meal is going to be pricey, like 2 people easily above $200. And so I want to make sure to point that out, that you need to budget for this restaurant. This is a special splurge for us because Michelle and I are celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary, so we've had a couple special splurges on this trip. Here, Narcoossee's, you should definitely check that review out. That was a new experience for us, and we were pleasantly surprised with that restaurant. But a signature experience, the one thing I always tell Michelle, and I always have to tell myself, is that they want you to enjoy it. So there's something about your meal that you're like, nah, tell them. They will try to make it better. And that's just kind of how that it goes with these kinds of restaurants. So understand something. I am recommending this restaurant. I am also recommending Alex, the chemist. I got another jet juice, and this is phenomenal. Everything I have eaten here has been phenomenal. Look, we love giving you these dining reviews so you can have an idea of where to eat here in Disney World. We are Disney World foodies. We have tried so many of the restaurants here. We have favorites that we go back to, and we constantly try new ones. So if there's a restaurant you'd like us to review, please let us know in the comments down below, and we'll try to get to that one so you can find everything you can about it. And like we always say, because we don't like to say goodbye, because we're going to see you real soon, we say, see you bye. Michelle says bye too.